everybody. I hope you're doing really, really well today. Thank you for joining me on this. Every single Tuesday, I come on and we do some type of coaching, training, tool, or tip about intuitive life coaching or your intuition somewhere in there. Again, every Tuesday I show up live. I hope this training helps you in some way. If you're here with me live, would you please say hello in the chat? I'd love to see you. Michelle, good to see you. I know you're inside of Intuition Circle. I hope you're able to come tomorrow to the live training with Jackie. I'm excited. I just sent her a message and we're getting it all set up for tomorrow. Jennifer, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's get started and then more people will trickle in. I use this platform called StreamYard so we can stream here in our Facebook group and also we can stream on YouTube at the same time, which is awesome. So if you click on that StreamYard link in the description, I think it's there, I'll be able to see your name. If you don't feel comfortable clicking that link, it's okay. You can still comment. I just won't see who's here. I won't see your name and that's okay. Okay, so here's what we're doing today. It's all about you are meant for more. And it's this feeling that I've had forever. It's different now as I'm stepping into my meant for more. But I really want to take you through this idea of meant for more. I've taught it before, but I was just sitting in the sun outside, meditating on it, and I got a little bit of a download. So it's going to be different than I've ever taught it before. So if you are up for something new and different with me, I hope you are. What I'd like you to do, it's going to be a little bit of excavating yourself. So I need you, if you can do it, I'd love for you to have paper and pen. Or if you just have your smartphone and you want to take notes in your smartphone, that's okay too. But if you can, do paper and pen. I'm going to ask you a series of questions that I just got in a little download for all of us. And it'll be interesting what kind of results we get. Okay. Thanks everybody for being here. Leona, good to see you. And a few other people here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Up for it. Good. Okay. When I say this idea of meant for more, do you have an idea of what that means for you? It's a feeling, this feeling that you're meant for more. Will you type yes or no in the chat? Like, yes, you know what I'm talking about, or no, you don't know what I'm talking about. Barb, good to see you. This feeling of meant for more, do you know what I'm talking about? You're either typing yes or no right now. We'll go for about 10 or 15 minutes with this, so stick with me. My goal of this is that you have more clarity and energy around your meant for more, around yours. That's the goal here. Okay, awesome. I see a lot of yeses. Okay. So I'm going to follow the download I just got. I typed it in my notes. So all of you are said yes to this feeling of meant for more. Awesome. Can you tell me what this meant for more feeling feels like to you? If you can't come up with any other words than meant for more, then just type in meant for more. If you have some more language around what it feels like to you, type that in the chat. So good, Barb. Barb said the possibilities are endless. That's really helpful. She also gave the language or the feeling of anticipation. Excellent, Barb. Everybody, I want you to type in other ways to say meant for more. A calling. Hi, Anna. Goddess vibes. You guys, this is really good. Everybody come up with something besides the words meant for more. If everybody chimes in, then we're going to just have a lot more language around this feeling. Mia said, it's sad that I'm not living up to my abilities. We're going to talk about that, Mia. Fulfillment, somebody said. Excited, needed to get it out there. Okay, you guys, that's so good. If you saw something that someone else wrote, will you make sure to add that to your meant for more languaging or your meant for more definition? Please add the ones that feel like a charge to you in a good way. Then somebody else said, I'm not doing enough. Let's acknowledge when we think about it, how we might have also negative feelings, such as not doing enough or sadness that I'm not living up to my abilities. Okay, just notice both. Okay, and we're not judging ourselves right or wrong right now. We're just asking the question and excavating all the truths we can come up with about it. Okay, this will be really cool for some of you who are thinking positively about this and others who are acknowledging I'm doing these quotes, negative. A feeling is just a feeling. Our judgment about it tells us if it's positive or negative. So I'm going to use that language. So whether you thought it was sadness, not enough vibes, or more on the positive side of limitless, anticipation, those might even be positive and negative depending on how you feel about them. Just notice, write all that down. Where do you feel it in your body? So go inside, close your eyes if you can, meant for more. When I asked you to put some other feelings around it or language around it, where is that in your body? If you felt sadness around it, where is that in your body? If you felt anticipation around meant for more, where is that in your body? If you felt or thought limitless, where is that in your body? Type it in the chat when you get it. Paula said, in my gut, my heart, my arms, and my legs. Awesome. Michelle, desired help, assistance. Where do you feel that in your body? Somebody else said heart. Jennifer said, I feel it. I think it's in my gut and stomach. Somebody else said heart. Leona, good to see you. She said heart. Okay, let's stop right there for a minute. I wasn't planning on this, but we've got it here. Michelle says she feels it in her whole body. Okay, let's see if this is the right idea. Okay, let's do this together. I'm just going to use meant for more. I'm going to use that phrase, and we all know what I'm talking about. I just asked you to feel it in your body. Some of you noticed it in your head. Some of you noticed it in your heart. Some of you noticed it in your gut, your arms, other places. Let's move it around now. I want you to come up into your head. And it might be easy right now to be in your head because I'm talking and your ears are up here. So it brings your attention up here. You can touch your head. Bring all your awareness up to your head. And I want you to have the thought meant for more and keep it in your head, meant for more. And just notice what happens. Stay in your head. Is it blank? Do you have thoughts come in? Do you have feelings come in? Is there a knowingness? Is it blank? Meant for more in your headspace. Okay, good. Take meant for more now. Move it down into your heart space. So let your head go. Thank it for the information. Now let's move into our heart space. Touch your heart space. Breathe into your heart space. Whatever you need to do to pull all of your attention into your heart space. My heart space includes the front, the sides, and the back, like by my bra line. Open that up, move it around with some breath. Bring all your attention to your heart space. And now let's plant the thought meant for more. And just notice what happens when you have meant for more in your heart space. I'm meant for more. Notice the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that come up around this idea in your heart space. And sometimes I like to take the thought and even stretch it out beyond my body. So I'm taking the thought, I'm meant for more, and then I'm expanding it way out, way beyond me. And just to see what I feel like and what I think like. Okay, we're going to one more space. Recognize everything that you learned or the information you got in your heart space. Let's drop down into our guts, our belly, that just, your solar plexus. You know how you just know that space in your solar plexus. Go down there. You can touch your belly, touch your solar plexus. Let your belly soften there. Don't hold it tight right now. Let your belly pooch out. Let it be soft. Breathe into it. And then plant the thought, I'm meant for more. And it can be like a question, am I meant for more? I am. It can be a statement, I'm meant for more. Play around with it. Notice what happens when you focus your attention down there. Expand it out if you want to. Okay, and then whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, if you're willing, would you type in the chat some observations you made, some feelings that came up, some thoughts? And I don't care if I don't care if they seem negative or positive. I want us to just acknowledge what we notice and let's not judge it. Let's just acknowledge what comes up as we move through our energy with this thought. Type it in the chat. If you're not comfortable typing in the chat, that's okay. It helps me connect with you. And honestly, it helps you process it and put it out into the world. But you can do that in your notebook too, if that's more comfortable. But if you're cool with sharing, I'd love it. Oh, you guys, please read everyone's. These are so good. I'm just going to read a few of them off, but I won't mention names. I feel conflicted. I feel it in my stomach, my heart, my gut. Makes me emotional, teary eyes, heart racing, excited, not negative anxiety. Heart beats stronger. Somebody said, uh-oh, which I wonder what that is. Somebody else said, I feel my pulse in my solar plexus. I can relate to that a lot. Somebody else said, nothing in head or gut. Just an interesting observation. Somebody else said, safe in my head, sad in my heart, safe in my solar plexus. Very interesting. Somebody else said, head was like a loudspeaker on rap. And then I did not have to say it. It said it to me. I get it. Okay. Head, knowing I can help others. Heart, love, compassion. Gut, heaviness. Can I really do this? And then one other person said, used to not know which road I needed to take. Now I do. Way to go, Marietta. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to ask you a few more questions. So this is really a kind of like a mini workshop for you to excavate what's going on inside of you and start to shift the energy. That was a side thing we just did. I hope that's okay. Okay, let's see where this goes after I ask the rest of these questions. Do you have an idea of what you're meant for more is? Do you have an idea of what it looks like or what it is? Yes or no in the chat if you're willing. And again, there's no right or wrong. We're just asking the questions and giving ourselves space to answer them. Okay, I've got yes or no, no, yes, yes, kind of, absolutely. Yes, 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 no, yes. Great. Ask yourself the question, do I have an idea of what my meant for more is? Not fully. Yes, no, awesome. There's, again, no right or wrong. We're just asking the question. Okay, let me get the next question. Okay. What, and then this is another question. You might say, I don't know to it. What would you be doing today if you didn't have any obligations, if you didn't care what people thought of you? What would you actually go and do if you had energy, enthusiasm, if you and you didn't care what people thought and you didn't have other obligations? What would you be doing today? What would you be doing? What would you want to do? What would you want to do if you didn't care what people thought and you had all the time and money in the world? What would you go do? Type it in the chat. It's not an easy question to answer. Type it in the chat. So it's so fascinating. A lot of you are saying travel. And if that's not your thing, that's okay. I'm just trying to ask questions that help the energy move and help you think and feel differently. Way to go. I'm seeing all the comments come in Facebook. Please read each other's. That'll help you add to your own what's possible. Okay, I'm going to ask another question here. What's the biggest vision you have for yourself? If you were actually going to step into your meant for more, what does it look like? What are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? Who are you helping? Can you type it in the chat? I'm asking you to share the biggest vision you have of yourself. I'm asking you the biggest vision of your meant for more. What's your biggest vision? If you were actually going to allow yourself to see the big vision of what meant for more is for you, what do you see? You know what I find for me? Type it in the chat when you allow yourself. Give yourself a second to do it and then type it in the chat, or at least in your notebook if you don't want to share it. When I really sit in looking at the big vision of what's possible for me, if I really look at what I'm called to do and what's possible, it overwhelms me. It's way bigger than me, the person sitting here today. It overwhelms me a little bit. What happens for you? Awesome. Type it in the chat. Just think about when you start to put your vision out to the world, that's another step towards manifesting your vision in my book. Type it in the chat. Somebody said, I can't see it. It's too big. Fascinating. I wonder what give me a second. Either that's just perfect the way it is, that you just sit in, it's so big, I can't see it. And that's perfecto. And you sit in that. That's one option. Another option, if you want to play with it, is step back a little bit, like get a different perspective. Go on a mountaintop and look at your vision, see if it changes it. Ask to see a smaller version of it so you can envision it. Like play around with it if you want. Or it's just perfect the way it is. You decide. What's the vision you really have for yourself? You guys, if you look at most of these, it's some form of helping others, energy healing, goddess vibes, helping people empower themselves, write a book. Um, Somebody else said building a legacy property for my loved ones and helping women become who they came here to be. I cry when I think about this. If we step into that, if we take the first steps towards that, more will be revealed to us. But if everyone was really doing their calling, what do you think the world would be like? I feel like it would be so different. The earth would be so different. And Leona, helping women. Yes. You guys, look, we are healers. We are the helpers. We are the light workers. We are the coaches. We are the nurses, the doctors, the mothers. Whatever form you want to take is up to you. Okay, I went off the rails, but I think it's okay. I have one more thing I want to share with you, or maybe I'll share this next week, as I don't want to go too far into this. Maybe I'll do a part 2 next week. Are there any, last question, are there any steps that you can take into your meant for more? So close your eyes and ask yourself, what steps can I, or should I, or will I take towards my meant for more? Are there steps for you to take? Yes or no? Start there. Are there steps to take towards your meant for more, towards living your meant for more? Yes or no? Type yes or no in the chat. Are there steps for you to take? Yes or no? So maybe our choices are yes, there's steps for me to take. No, because there is a time where we should be sitting. And then there's also, what else? I don't know, maybe another answer can be, I don't know, because you really don't know what to do. Okay, so step 1 is you're asking yourself the question, you recognize the meant for more feeling in you. And now we're asking the question, is there or are there steps for me to take towards meant for more, towards me embodying and living my meant for more? The answers are yes, no, or I don't know. And then so I got mostly yeses. I didn't get any no's. And then some of the yeses have what the next step is. Okay, so for those of us who don't know the next step, let's ask it now together. Eyes closed if you can. We just asked the question, are there steps or a step I can take to live my meant for more? All of you said yes. I want you to ask the question, what's the next step? And think about where you're asking that question. Is it up in your head, your heart, your gut? You can ask it in each of those sections to see what kind of answers you get. What's your next step? We're human beings having a human experience right now. We're in a material world. What, as a human living in the world we're living in together, what steps? What is the step that you need to take? And then type it in the chat if you're willing. Awesome, Michelle, Mia, Barb, Paula. Share them in the chat if you're willing. If you don't feel comfortable sharing it in the chat, make sure it goes in your notebook or on that paper. Good. Somebody just wrote, get out of my own way. And I'm going to ask you the question, if you did get out of your own way, what would you do? If you got out of your own way, what step would you take? Somebody said, just to take action on the inspiration I've been given. Wow. Beautifully said. Beautiful. Okay, here's our job. I'm going to do a part 2 next week called Meant for More Part 2. And we're going to elaborate on this. So my challenge, or my something for you, if you're willing to accept the challenge this week, is keep coming back to this meant for more feeling. Tap into it, move it through your body, ask yourself what's the next step, and take action on the next step. Okay. And let's see where all of us go in 7 days. Let's see what happens. Us following these intuitive hits. I can't say enough about living this life of following your intuition. It looks like this though. In the regular world, it doesn't look linear, and it won't look linear to your brain. But if you're willing to trust it just for 7 days and keep following your intuitive meant for more nudges, just taking action on them, and let's see where we end up next week together. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Some of you, I have this group called Intuition Circle. It is my membership for intuitive development. We have a special guest coming in tomorrow. Her name's Jackie Dennison. She works heavily with her guides in her work as an intuitive. She's going to be teaching us. So a lot of you are already in the group. I'm so excited. If you are not in the group and you are interested in joining, just put interested, let's just put interested in the chat. If you want to hear more about that, we'll make sure we get you the information about Intuition Circle. You are welcome to try it out. It's $47 a month. If after the first month you decide it's not for you, I will refund your $47. Most people end up liking IC and staying for several months. And some people have been there for a long time. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll see you next week for Meant for More Part 2. Okay, bye everybody. Have a good day.